Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bodied, the Cloud9 Fancast. It's just me, Havokpus, today. Uh, just gonna go through a little mini episode, doing some news, kind of a slow week, but I thought I would talk about some things that happened going on with Cloud9. First up, and tragically, it seems that CSGO is in a rough spot. The latest roster premiered at the Blast Pro Series Miami over the weekend, and they lost every single match. It's kind of tragic. They did have some potential. I think their matches against like Team Liquid and Astralis did look good. They lost to Astralis 10-16. Fairly good against the best team in the world. And then FaZe Clan, it went down to the wire, and C9 couldn't clutch it out. But I kind of lost interest after that. I think we lost to FaZe Clan as well, and a few other teams, but not the best of starts for this new, latest permutation. When you're trying to get fans to kind of rally behind your team, and after all these shakeups and roster moves, and you just get completely blown out of the water. Hopefully the team picks it up and does well. I've said it before. I'm not too optimistic with CS:GO as of yet. I would like to see maybe some final solidifying moves. Maybe actually prioritize top tier talent instead of just messing around with these short term band-aid players and getting unideal members. That clearly would not help the situation. Hopefully C9 can fix things. Hopefully the team can get things to kind of come together, but I'm not super optimistic. But that's for the future. The Rainbow Six team, our latest Rainbow Six team, they premiered and played against Aerowolf. The match did not go well, unfortunately, but that was only one match. I hope that the Rainbow Six team continues to play and improve. I actually really like watching Rainbow Six. It's not a game that I particularly play a lot, but how it operates and everything is really interesting. So I'm really excited to see this team kind of play more going forward, and I hope that they can get better and win some tournaments. C9 PUBG is playing in the Global Summit in London. They did all right in their first day. I believe later on in the week they will be playing more. So be sure to cheer them on. Speaking of London, apologies. Speaking of London, the British Hurricanes are still undefeated in contenders. I think they have already locked their spot in for playoffs. I believe now all is a matter of seeding, but I'm high on this British Hurricanes lineup, man. They are crushing it. The additions that they put in, along with the roster that was coming in from Season 2, I'm really feeling it. They're doing great work in contenders, and I hope they win it all. I think they can definitely do it. I'm feeling it this year for this season. So, go British Hurricanes, fangs out. Transitioning to the Overwatch League with Londo Spitfire. London beat Philly. They only had one match last week. It was kind of a nail biter, and I feel like it didn't have to be. My biggest issue was how London played at Hanamura. They definitely should have won that map. They full held when they were on defense. All they had to do was get 33% on point A, and they had a time bake of like 5.5 minutes. The Philly played well on defense, but I think that also says something about London, where their offense was kind of weak, and they were in kind of like a crunch time scenario, and they didn't clutch out. I was very perturbed by that. That may be nitpicking, probably is nitpicking, but I was just a little upset about how they made it a bit too close when they could have easily won on Hanamura. I think they made maybe one too many mistakes on their next map, which I can't remember. But they managed to win on Rialto, And this is a good win. This is a very good win for the Spitfire. While it was close, yes, the Philadelphia Fusion is a very good team. You know, we had to play them in the championship last year. And I think this is a very good testing point for the Spitfire. I think Birdring is definitely looking a bit more comfortable back on the roster. He's playing Brigitte mostly, but that's way better than when we had him at the beginning of the season, him trying to play Zarya when you have, Prophet is right there. Jester, I think, also looks way more comfortable with this patch. Him getting to play Winston a lot more, I think he feels a lot more comfortable. He's maybe getting a bit more comfortable on Reinhardt, but that's I'm not sure about that. I'd have to watch him play a few more matches. But the team looks more comfortable. They look like they're getting going. I believe for this stage they have not lost a match yet. Who do they play next week? Let's see. They play Boston next, that's right. So they play the Boston Uprising Saturday at 2 p.m. This is all Central Time, but 2 p.m. Central. You can convert that however you want. I'm not going to convert it for you. But that should be a good game. I think London should win. Boston hasn't looked like the strongest team. And I think London needs as many wins under their belt as they can get to push them more up into playoff range, as well as just build up their confidence and make them feel comfortable in playing the game again. I think Stage 1 definitely was not the best way to start off a season, but that's only one in like 4 stages. So plenty of time to course correct, and I think that they're doing a good job so far. But moving on to League of Legends, the playoffs happened over the weekend, and I gotta say, I feel vindicated now. I was extremely upset over the weekend with how C9 performed, but watching TSM play and watching TSM do the exact same thing that Cloud9 did, I feel vindicated. It is very funny that TSM lost in a very similar fashion to us. Heartbreaking as well as kind of ironic. Jensen got his first trophy, which he finally got what he wanted, I guess, which is great. Doublelift won yet another trophy, so I'm sure that will go to his head. But I think at that point he can let it. He has determined to be probably the best player in North America with how many championship victories he's gotten, with how he's been performing. He has every right to have an ego and to have sort of that personality that he's developed because of how much he has won. I don't like it, but I can't fault the man for for acting that way. So, Team Liquid will go to MSI. Judging by Team Liquid's history, as well as I guess Doublelift's history internationally at MSI, we can only guess how that will end, but maybe this time is different. Maybe Jensen will be able to put the team and push the team in a way, along with Core JJ, to a place that Team Liquid wasn't at before. Core JJ also did win the MVP, which I think that's deserved considering all the work he has done for Team Liquid. Yeah, Licorice is a runner-up, and I think that's fair. I think if it came down to it, I definitely choose either Core JJ or Licorice. Of course, I would choose Licorice, obviously, but yeah, that feels fair. And MSI should be fun. I like international events. It should be a great event. I hope Team Liquid can at least win. As bitter as I feel about the whole situation, I want North America to feel pride as a region and not look like a bunch of clods out there. So I hope that they can do well. And also C9 has a spot in Rift Rivals along with TSM and Team Liquid, so I think that's a good accolade. I'm hoping that the summer season C9 can come back strong and have a better playoffs run than they do. I always feel like they do way better in summer than they do in spring, at least looking at it historically. But we'll have to see. But that's all. Not a lot of news. I just wanted to kind of rattle off some stuff, talk a bit about how things were going. Not a lot going on currently, except Overwatch League right now. Stay tuned. We will fill you in on stuff as it happens. We will probably get back to a weekly sort of schedule once the league season picks up, since that's kind of how our recording sessions have been going. But until then, thanks for listening, and yeah.